Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I was so happy today. The weather has been a little better and a little warmer, so I was actually able to sit out here in the Screenhouse with Tank and have my coffee this morning, which I have not been able to do all winter. So that was exciting. I hope everyone's doing well this weekend. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I don't know what you have planned, but even if it's just staying home, I hope you have a great time. Today I gotta do a chore that I have not been looking forward to doing, but it needs to be done. And over by the shower house, the snow has melted enough to where I can take some stuff out of the shower house and try to get rid of that mouse nest. I showed you guys in previous videos that I had a mouse, or maybe more, living in my shower house up in the ceiling under the insulation. I have that blue solid foam piece insulation in there, and they don't usually chew that, but this mouse or a family of mice decided it looked like a good idea. So I have to take that part of the ceiling down, and I'm afraid of what might fall out. So I'm gonna probably wear a hat, gloves, and cover my mouth because I don't want to breathe any of that in. But I got to get rid of them. They're starting to smell in there, and that's where I take a shower. That's where I put my plants this spring until they can come outside, and I don't want to work in there and smell that. So part of living off grid, or even living on grid, pests are a problem sometimes. So I thought I would videotape it because it might end up being kind of funny depending on what falls on my head. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, just so you guys can see what I'll do. I've had a mouse trap in there for the last, well, actually for most of the winter. And I have caught 3 mice total in the shower house. I don't know if they are the ones that were living in the ceiling or if they were other ones that had came in. I tried to seal up any tiny hole that I could find, but as we know, mice can squeeze through incredibly small places. So, and I think they're only going in there to be warm because there's no food in there. There's nothing for them to eat. So yeah, so I'll bring you over to the shower house, and you can watch me on this lovely adventure of trying to get rid of some pests. But oh, and also this week what I did, I'm gonna grab the camera here and I'm gonna turn it around. As you can see, we still have plastic up on the Screenhouse because it's only March, and here in Maine we might still get some snow. It happens. I hope not. I hope we're done. I know Monday we're supposed to get some rain, but this whole weekend we're supposed to be almost 50. So I'm hoping a lot more of the snow melts because I'm just ready for spring. But I'm going to turn, I don't know if I can turn the camera around, but I'm going to stop and I'll turn it around. We took off the plastic from the front of the Screenhouse, so Tank and I can sit in here and watch the birds and not, you know, because you can't see through the plastic. So I just want to show you that. It made Tank very happy. So as you can see, Tank's over here on his couch. That's old futon that I used to have. He loves it out here in the Screenhouse. But he's taking a nap while I had my coffee. We took a long walk this morning. But you can see the front of the plastic on the side. You can see the front is nice and open now. And we can sit here and watch all of the bird feeders and enjoy the view. So here we are over at the Screenhouse. You can see that a lot of the snow around here has melted, but that's helped. My dad has been shoveling a lot, and we shovel all winter, so that helps it melt. But the sun really hits this area pretty well. So we're gonna go in here. You're gonna see it's a mess in here right now because some things I have to store in here. But as you can see, this is Tank's dog bed, his old one. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it, so I didn't want to take it to the dump yet. But you can see the mess that they have been making. There's a little hole up there where they've been chewing, and that's where all their mess is falling out of. And they've also chewed up here. There's 2 holes. And down, oh, sorry, I forgot this was in here. I bought a shelving unit. Let me move that out of the way. But you see on the floor, all their blue insulation is back here. So I'm gonna have to clean up too once I get everything moved. But my first step, before I take down these couple of insulation panels, I'm probably going to take down the one closest to the wall and this one right next to it, because where they chewed in both of those sections, I want to make sure I get it all out. And then I might check this third one too, depending on what happens with the first 2. But my first step is going to be to move all of everything that's in on this side of the shower house out, because whatever falls out of that ceiling, I don't want it to be on more of my stuff. And I'll probably I'm gonna take my lights down. They're just on little eye hooks. These are the same lights that I have in my kitchen that I showed you guys. Those little goal zero lights, you turn them on individually. And out here in the shower house, I just run them off of this tiny battery bank. So when I take a shower, I have light, and I can take probably, I don't know, 15 showers or more with the lights on before that little battery bank is dead. But I don't take that long of a shower. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to get everything taken out of here. I'll show you what it looks like once it's emptied out. And then I'll dress up in my homemade hazmat before I try to pull that down. So you can see I got all the stuff that was on that side of the shower house out. It's amazing how much stuff you can shove in a little area. But anyway, so I'll show you it here. So now, the only thing I didn't take out was my little buddy heater. I didn't feel like unhooking the hose, so I just moved it over as far as I could, and I have a towel right here. I'm just gonna put this towel over it to make sure nothing falls in the top of the heater. There we go. Sorry if that made you dizzy. I didn't mean to. I should have put that on there first. And so this is all cleaned out now. You know, except for I'm going to wait to vacuum after I knock the stuff down. I got to find a way to pry this out of there. I think I'm going to try a good old fashioned spatula. This I actually found on the property outside. So I don't use it to cook. I just saved it because I thought it was a cool find. But I think I'm going to stick that in there and try to pry the insulation down. And, the only last thing I gotta do is unhook my lights. But I'll show you what I'm gonna use for clothes while I try to do this. So instead of my winter hat, because all the junk will get stuck in that, I put on my hunting hat here. It's a nice hard material, so whatever falls out and it hits my head, hopefully it will not stick. And it also has a very wide brim, so hopefully it will keep anything off my face. And then I just have this to put over my mouth and nose, because I don't want to breathe in any of the stuff that falls out of there. And I'm gonna, of course, put on these gloves right here. I think they're technically made for gardening, but I didn't feel like digging out my work gloves. And they have leather hands, so nothing should be getting on my skin. So I'm gonna try to find a place to set this camera up in there so you can see what surprise I find under the insulation. All right, I think this is the best angle I can get, so wish me luck as I mask up and glove up and see what I can do. Feel free to laugh at me at any point in time, because this could be hilarious. It might not be funny at all, but I have a feeling it might be something landing on me. Hopefully no mice fell on my head or baby mice, but if they do, I'll survive. I'm gonna keep working at it. I may have to get my ladder in here because I'm a little short. Ugh. Here we go. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna have to go get the little ladder. I gotta show you guys something. I just got out the end of the insulation, and you gotta see the part of the nest in here. Look up there. And that's just in the very end. There's seeds in there. There's leaves in there. Whoops, sorry. I'm trying to hold it up. This is going to be interesting. So far, the nest seems to just be in this first section because I just took out the insulation from the end of this next section and there's nothing there. So we'll see what happens when we get the big part of the insulation out next. All right, guys, I got my dad to help me. We're going to see what comes out. He's going to pull this panel out. Here we go. Go ahead, Dad. If you can. Do you need the spatula?
Probably will.
Here. I want to try that. I got pulling it a little bit, but it's where it's shoved into the end. Yeah, watch out. It's going to end up right on your face.
Yeah.
It looks like most of it was at the end because that doesn't look too full. I mean, there's stuff up there, but... We're gonna have to go, oh, watch out! We're gonna have to get a new piece of insulation because they ate half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad it's not as packed as the end was. There's some in there, but not as much.
You want to vacuum that so it won't hit the floor, or just let it go?
I can sweep it and vacuum it. Just let it go. Oh, watch out, Dad.
Let yourself.
Here, what? Now grab this end.
Well, I can get it out.
Oh, okay. Let me back up. Got
That's
it?
the insulation right there.
Yeah, it's all right. All right. Oh, gross.
Yeah. Pee, poop,
Yeah.
everything.
All right. You want to pull out the second one?
Yep.
All right. Do you need the spatula back?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it a little bit.
Oh,
here.
that one's shorter. You might be able to get it from right there.
Oh, it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the spatula.
There you go. Oh, be careful. Hey, Jackie. We're just doing this. It's okay. There you go. Oh, you pull it, you got it.
I gotta get that corner out now. Down a little bit.
Yeah.
Now I gotta do the same down this way.
Yeah. Well, in this second one, it doesn't look like there's much in there. So we'll get this.
Oh, it broke.
We'll get this insulation out, and I'll show you what it looks like once we get it outside. All right, so we got that insulation out here. I just want to show you where they chewed the insulation and made it all nasty. I'm not putting this insulation back in, obviously. I'm going to buy some new insulation, but I'll show you. Tank's over here talking because anytime we do anything or change anything, he gets a little worried. So he's been talking to me, but I'll show you this. Yeah, you can see where they chewed it and peed and pooped on it, which is nasty. Sorry about that. I know you guys don't want to see that part, but it's just amazing what a couple tiny mice can ruin and wreck. So yeah, that's what they did to that insulation. This one they had just started chewing. There was no mice or no babies up there, so I think that last mouse I caught in the trap in here must have been the last one that was living up there. But now I just have to clean up all this mess, which is fine. And we're gonna vacuum out the ceiling, but it was starting to smell, which is really bad. I didn't want it to smell in here, so I'm gonna get some of my vinegar spray, because you can see where it's kind of like wet and there's some mouse droppings there. I'm gonna get some of that vinegar spray I made up and just spray up there to try to sanitize it a little bit after we clean it up. But so yeah, so I'm gonna work on getting everything cleaned up, and I'll be back after that. Oh, Tank's coming to visit. Hi, buddy. Yeah, don't you stay away from that insulation. It's nasty. All right, so all the cleaning is done now. Looks way better in there. It already smells better in here. And I'm going to leave those insulation panels out for right now. As you can see, the wood looks wet. I sprayed it down with that vinegar pine needle lemon cleaner I'd made the other day, just to try to kill any of the nastiness that the mice left behind. And I'm gonna let that dry. I'm actually probably gonna spray it one more time this week and let it dry, and then I'll try to get some more insulation maybe next weekend and put it in.
And but yeah, so I did a video on this little vacuum, this little DeWalt 20-volt vacuum in the fall when I first started my channel. I use this vacuum all the time because where I live off grid, I don't have anywhere to plug in a vacuum, and I don't want to start up my generator just to run the vacuum. This thing, it cleaned up this whole mess, no problem. And it has great suction. So if you're interested in looking for an off-grid vacuum that is a shop vac and the filter is washable so you don't have to buy filters all the time, I would take a look at this. I obviously bought that with my own money and everything since I don't have sponsors and all that, but this thing is amazing. You can use it anywhere. And what I do is where the only downfall to it was the hose isn't very long. So I just steal some attachments off an older shop vac that I had, a regular shop vac, and use them on there, and it makes the wand long so I don't have to bend over to vacuum. But there, so I'm gonna put all the stuff back in, and this project will be done.
It has turned out to be such a beautiful day. I had to take my sweatshirt off and take my winter hat off. It ended up being right now, I think it's almost 2 o'clock and it's 55 degrees. This feels like summer to me. I'm so happy. So I think tomorrow is supposed to be kind of like this as well. And then Monday we're supposed to get rain, but I'll be working, so that's fine. But I am just enjoying this day. I need to go find my sunglasses. I'm so glad I got that project done. It was a mess that I really didn't want to deal with, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. So that's exciting. It gives me my first big spring cleaning item done. So yeah, I think I'm just going to try to enjoy the rest of this day with Tank and get a couple other little chores done outside. Trying not to go in at all. I want to stay outside as much as I can. And so yeah. So thanks for following along with me on my mouse cleanup there. It might not have been that interesting, but I thought, you never know. It could be. Maybe get some ideas or anything like that. I took another panel of the plastic off the Screenhouse. So yeah, I took another panel off of this side here, so Tank could see out of this side as well. And now the sun's hitting him. I'm sure it feels good. So yeah, so thanks again for joining us today. It felt good to be outside and get some stuff done. I'm gonna get some more stuff done here. We got a lot of cleanup in the yard to do now that stuff's melting, and we still got quite a bit of snow, but it's getting smaller and smaller, and hopefully over the next couple days it will continue to do so. But I hope everybody's getting to enjoy their weekend. I hope the weather is good wherever you are. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. And here's Tank to say his goodbye. I don't have to go search for him this time because he's just chilling out on his couch. Let's see if I can get his face. Tanky, what are you doing? You watching the bird feeders and watching the yard? So yeah, everybody have a great week. Enjoy every day to the fullest. Respect nature. And I can't wait to hear from you guys in the comments. We'll see you next time. Thank you.